What is a resentment? It is to re-feel over and over. We play behaviors that are done on to us and we re-feel these emotions, the hate, the betrayal, the anger, our grudges, over and over. A resentment is a broken record that keeps taking our mind back and replaying our past. Resentments keep us sick. They are the connector, a tether if you will, that causes us to be linked to sickness, like a puppet slave to its master, being controlled by our demons. The Big Book tells us that resentment is the number one offender. The importance of dissolving our resentments is absolutely essential to recovery. Don't you find it annoying when someone tells you that you have to forgive such and such a person in order to heal? Have you ever had a counselor do this, a therapist, a friend? Well, they are right. We have to get rid of these feelings. Don't you want to get rid of these feelings anyways? Wouldn't it be nice to have a feeling of peace? To not be triggered every time you think of someone or something that wronged you? But it's easier said than done, right? So let's do it. Let's do the work. Let's get our elbows dirty. Step 4 allows us to stop hitting that rewind button that replays the same anger we have over and over. As grudge holders, we are keeping secrets from ourselves and hiding the truth without us knowing it. And we think we are justified for holding this anger towards someone. We keep our eyes closed. But what step 4 does is interrupts this thinking at the cognitive level and shows us that we are in fact responsible for these feelings and thoughts that we possess. And that by blaming another person is futile, meaning it's all for nothing. It only hurts us. The good news is that by being 100% responsible for having these resentments, we are the ones who ultimately get to deal with it. It's time to walk the walk. It's time to stop trying to think ourselves to wellness. It's time to actually hit stop. It's time to open our eyes to the truth of our lives. It's time to hit the play button and move forward. It's time to open the blinds and see the light and the truth about our resentments. The root word of resentment comes from the Latin word sentire, which means to feel. And when we put that re in front of it, it means to re-feel, to keep re-feeling. And as addicts and alcoholics, we like to re-feel what's been done to us. We like to hold on to it, the anger, the bitterness, and keep replaying it. This keeps us victimized, which keeps us feeling sorry for ourselves. A resentment comes from us having an expectation and being let down, thinking someone owes us what we think we deserve, but never actually getting it. They owe us an apology, they owe us a different behavior, they should make it up to us in the way we think they should. We are playing God when we think like this. We have no control over how another person, place, or thing acts, behaves, or thinks. So when they inevitably let us down, not giving us what we want, we become resentful. Having expectations is premeditated resentment. Step 4 inventory is the great perspective shifter. We change our perspective from the self-centered, self-absorbed, ego-driven belief system we have, and yes, that's what we have. We are the maker of all our problems as we make everything about us. But with that comes the fact that we are also the solution to our problems. So we shift the perspective we have to a perspective of humility and understanding, and we use that by using the power of truth and empathy. If we've been wronged, this doesn't excuse the wrongdoer's behavior. It just helps us evict them from our heads and eliminating the resentment towards them. We need to dig deep. A lot of emotions and feelings could be conjured up. We are going to put everything under a magnifying glass to understand it all. A lot of people are fearful when they do this part, and they resort back to old habits, retreating, and some even relapsing. The whole purpose of doing step 4 is so we can disconnect from these feelings and move forward in life. We don't have to relapse. We have to be fearless, meaning that we will put faith in the process. If step 4 is frightening, work with someone you trust. Don't isolate and don't bottle it up. Remember, doing step 4 cannot hurt us. It can only help us. Alright, this is where we start to put pen to paper. This is where we take stock of everything that we've been holding on to, refusing to let go of. All the old stuff, all the garbage has to go. There are many ways to do step 4 resentment inventory. I suggest following the guide of the Big Book of Alcoholics Anonymous. I created a version of it that helps me explain for the sake of this video, but it's very similar to that of the Big Book. I'm going to show you an example of how I do resentment inventory. Let's begin. Right at the top of a piece of paper, the person, the place, or the thing you resent. This can be anything. This can be an idea, an institution, or a person, or a place, or a thing. I've had many people, places, and things I resent. From certain financial institutions, to political parties, to certain individuals like my parents, my friends, other family, ex-girlfriends, etc. For the sake of this video, I created a fictional resentment, my former boss, Mr. Anderson. Write that at the top of the page like I have here. Now write down exactly why you resent them, and be honest. Be harsh if you have to. Be a prosecuting lawyer, presenting your case to the jury. I'm resentful towards him because he fired me after everything I did for him. I made his company a lot of money, and this is how he repays me. He's a terrible person. I hope he gets what's coming to him. Now we are going to get into the realm of the self. Usually when we are resentful, it is because of our self has been affected. We will deal with the 7 pieces of self that make up our ego. The 7 pieces are listed here. As addicts and alcoholics, we have developed defense mechanisms that when one or more of these pieces of self are attacked, we protect ourselves using resentment, therefore blaming others, which shifts accountability, therefore protecting ourselves. This is not our fault. We've been trained to do this by our addiction and many other factors, but it is our responsibility to destroy these defense mechanisms and tame our ego so we can accept ownership for our actions, behaviors, conduct, thoughts, ideas, the list goes on. Now write down how each sense of self has been affected. Note that not all 7 of these items are going to be affected by every resentment. You might have 1, 2, 3, maybe all 7. In this case, Mr. Anderson makes me feel worthless. He did that by firing me. I'm not a good employee. That's my self-esteem now. Now, how does it affect my pride? Well, in this resentment, my pride has been triggered. I mean, does he even know who I am? How could he do this to me of all people? It affects my finances, obviously, because I now have no income. My savings are going to dwindle. It affects my emotional security because this is going to be a very stressful time for me. How am I going to deal with all this stress? It affects my ambitions because now I'll never get promoted. I'll have to start over again at the bottom. It affects my personal relations because I can no longer be friends with the people at work. It just won't be the same. It affects my sex relations because the girl I'm dating might think I'm a loser. You see how all these senses of self are affected? This is my ego making it all about me. I'm being very self-centered in this. I don't mean self-centered in a malicious or a bad way. I mean, I'm making it all about me. In every resentment, I always have a part in it, and we have to identify it. In this case, I was late for work all the time. I missed work. I showed up to work hungover. I had poor performance. Being an employee comes with the risk of getting fired, and I forgot that. I took it for granted. All right, now what did I expect? I expected Mr. Anderson to give me unlimited chances. I expected him to give me a break, even though he already had given me plenty. I expected that my excuses would get me off the hook like they always have. I expected that the rules don't apply to me. You see how pride's linked to that? I expected that my job would be secure forever. That's not the way jobs work. You see how these expectations led to this resentment? I mean, if Mr. Anderson was getting the employee he expected when he hired me, this probably never would have happened, and I never would have got this resentment. You see how all these senses of self put me in the center of my own little universe? I'm only worried about me, my image, my money, what other people think, my pride, my self-esteem. I don't see the bigger picture. The root of my resentments is my self-centeredness, and when I get to the bottom of this, I remove the blame and I put the accountability on myself. Holding on to resentments is futile, meaning that nothing is ever going to come of it. The only thing that's going to come is pain for us. We cannot control what people do, how they act, their decisions, their thought processes. We can only identify and accept our part in it. We are incredibly strong people. The stuff we've been through as alcoholics and addicts. So it's crazy to let, somebody live in our heads for free. This way we allow them to control us. It doesn't do us anything. We have to let it go. I know forgiveness can be a hard concept to consider about giving to certain people, but we have to. Forgiveness isn't necessarily a feeling that we give to somebody. It isn't something we grant to somebody. What it really is it's a feeling that we grant ourselves about somebody. We get to have the forgiveness. It can be very scary to forgive. But once it's done, it's very freeing. If you like this video, please subscribe. This was part 1. I'm going to be doing part 2, which is all about fears, the inventory about fears. So please subscribe so you don't miss that video.